Hi everyone, welcome to another coffee and chat. Just realised I'm wearing orange on an orange background, so I'm blending in a little bit, but hey, that's okay. We're talking about this guy today, the official highway code. Okay, you can get it online for free, but quite honestly, this is about £2 from Amazon, free delivery. Just go and buy one. If you're one of my students, I'll even give you a copy. Hey, okay. We're just going to discuss this briefly today. We're going to look at what's in it, who it's for, and we'll look at a few of the sections at the back of it as well that don't make for the most interesting reading, but it's useful to just point out a couple of bits that could be useful on your theory test. Okay, so the Highway Code was written back in, I think 1930 or something was the very first edition. My apologies, 1959. It's actually got a nice little graphic on the back of here. So 1959. This one, the one with the black cover, I remember that one from when I was doing cycling proficiency at junior school. I remember this one. I don't remember this one. This one, not too sure. And then we're up to kind of the current ones. Nice blue cover. £2 on Amazon. Just go and buy it. So it's written for anybody who uses the roads. That's pedestrians, horse riders, cyclists, joggers, car drivers, van drivers, bus drivers, lorry drivers. If you're on the road, this is what you've got to follow. Now in the UK, we've got about this many, well actually you can't even fit them on the screen, this many rules and laws. There's the Road Traffic Act, there's traffic signs regulations, there's motor vehicle construction regulations, there's all sorts. And honestly, who can read all those? So they've been summarised into about 250 rules in the Highway Code. Okay. So the first section is really aimed at pedestrians. That's simple things like look both ways when you're crossing the road. Don't cross between parked cars. Don't shove a pram out containing a baby out into the traffic while you're trying to find a gap in the traffic to cross. Okay. There's lots of rules for cyclists. Now it's interesting for motorists to read the bits about pedestrians and the cyclists so that you get inside their head. For an example, in the section for cyclists, let's find it. Rules for cyclists, page 21. Let's skip to page 21. So cycle routes and other facilities. Use cycle routes. Does that affect motorists? Possibly not, but you could have a cycle lane that is on the road, so you need to know about that. Advanced stop lines, cycle boxes and toucan crossings. Again, as a motorist, you need to know about those things. Let's see what it says about roundabouts. Roundabouts, full details on the correct procedure at roundabouts are contained in rules 184 to 190. Let's skip to those. And incidentally, let's just point out, sometimes it will tell you a page number. So in the contents, we looked up rules for cyclists. See if I can get that into focus. Rules for cyclists, page 21. But in that section on roundabouts for cyclists, it said look at rule 181. And the rules are these blue circles. So let's just skip to 18, whatever it was, 184. Roundabouts. Now this is in the section called using the road. That's not for cars, that's not for buses, that's for everybody. And it will say somewhere about in all cases watch out for cyclists and horse riders who may stay in the left hand lane and signal right. Okay, so again, motorist, you've got to read all the sections even if you think they're not necessarily relevant to you. So we talked about page numbers and rule numbers. Let's just skip towards the back of it. There's lots of red text on here. Now In the Highway Code, anything that is directly representing a law, such as the Road Traffic Act or the construction and use of vehicles, I've got those words the wrong way around, that just shows how mind-numbing the laws themselves can be. The Highway Code will say you must or you must not, and those words must and must not will be written in red. There we go, we've got a must written in red. Whenever you have a must or a must not, it is quoting a law, and if you break that law, so if you break that rule, you are breaking a law and you're committing a criminal offence. Okay, you can be prosecuted for that, you can be fined, you could have something happen to your licence, you could have restrictions placed on it. Ultimately, you could go to prison for it. Any rule in here that does not contain a must or a must not is not a law in itself. However, so important, it says it on the back cover here, a failure to observe any of the provisions of the Highway Code might be used as evidence in legal proceedings. So even if it's not one of the laws in here, you're still expected to follow it. Okay, a couple that come to mind for must or must not for car drivers are mini roundabouts. There's one. You must go around the outside of the roundabout. So no driving across the white circle. You must go around. Stop sign, 8-sided stop sign. You must stop before the white line. Traffic lights, at a red light, you must stop. Are you getting this? Some of them are must and must not. As a general guide, if it's must or must not and you fail to observe that rule on a driving test, serious fault, and that's going to result in a fail. Okay. Towards the back, let's do it this side so you can actually see better. There's sections on a little bit on vehicle maintenance. We've got an interesting bit that hopefully you will never need to know, but it's the penalty table. So how many points do you get for speeding? How many points do you get for careless and inconsiderate driving? How many points do you get for using a handheld mobile phone when driving? £1,000 fine, or if you're a bus driver, 2,500. Disqualification period is discretionary. A judge can disqualify you for as long as they like. 6 penalty points on your licence. Okay, and remember, if you've just got your full licence, you are in a probationary period for 2 years. If you get 6 points on your brand new licence, you lose your driving licence. You have to do your theory test again. You have to do your practical test again. And what's even worse than that is you have to come and have lessons off me again. Oh, that's terrible. Finally, towards the end of this, you've got vehicle maintenance, a little bit on first aid. That in there is enough knowledge for the theory test first aid questions. Okay, I've said it before, £2 on Amazon, just go and buy one. We've got the index at the back. You'll note sometimes it refers to a page number in black or a rule number in blue. Okay, and finally, the bit I wanted to point out is, I'm having trouble finding it myself now. Right, here is, I'll do it sideways so it all fits on the screen. A whole page of the relevant laws. So when you have a must or a must not in the Highway Code, it will give you a little abbreviation at the end of the rule. So some examples here are CSDPA, which is the Chronically Sick and Disabled Persons Act of 1970. Let's find one that's a little bit more relevant for you as a new driver. Here we go, RT NDA, and that is the Road Traffic New Drivers Act 1985. That's the one that's going to get your licence taken off you for getting 6 penalty points. Road vehicles construction and use regulations, that's things to do with number plate spacing, how your headlights should be used, that sort of thing. And a big one, the Road Traffic Act. So we've got RTA, not Road Traffic Accident, Road Traffic Act. Road Traffic Act 1984, 1988 or 1991. So highway code, you've got page numbers, you've got rule numbers. Anything with a must or a must not is directly related to a law, and if you fail to follow that rule, you are breaking the law. That would be a serious fault on your driving test. Disappointment, you're going to fail. So I've got my coffee here. I'm going to go and sup that now. So I hope you've enjoyed today's chat, and we'll see you for the next one. Have a good day.